Phil Parkinson is a Wrexham legend. Understandably so as well, because he's guided them to back-to-back promotions. That's always a very good way to endear yourself to supporters, and he's clearly no slouch, but financially, Wrexham should have been winning promotion. It would have been a failure if they didn't, because they had by far the biggest budget in every promotion season, bar last year because of Birmingham City, of course. It's worth remembering they didn't actually win the league in either of their last two seasons either, despite their budget. In terms of the underlying data, Wrexham weren't exactly dominant in League One last year. They were actually more like a playoff chasing side. And as you say, Justin, Parkinson's championship record isn't great. His most recent spell was with Bolton, who were relegated in 2019, and then you've got to go back over 15 years for the last time he was at this level. So he's traditionally more of a lower league manager. Simply put, if a championship job came up and Phil Parkinson was a free agent, would he get that job? No chance in a million years. When he took over at Wrexham, he was a League One manager batting below his level. Now he's above that level. So I personally would be stunned if he is still the Wrexham manager come the end of the season because of their ambitions, which we all know. I think the next chapter in this Wrexham story sees them getting a big name as manager to take them to that next level, because I don't think Phil Parkinson's going to be able to do that.
Well, I think that's it. It's about taking Wrexham to the next level. And I think being in Wrexham's position with their income, their financial resource, I think being relegated wouldn't be a disaster, but there's a clear plan in place for this club to go as high as it possibly can do. And to fall at the first hurdle would be a massive setback. Just quickly on Parkinson again, he has mastered promotion from League One, but it's finding that formula that works in the Championship for him, and it's not been the case. It is also worth bearing in mind that the things were adapted in League One, so he has shown that he can adapt his Wrexham team to the league they're in. His team became less expansive. They scored less home goals last season than they did the previous year in League Two. Became a lower block, slightly more direct, used target men really well, the likes of Ollie Palmer, Jay Rodriguez, and obviously Stephen Fletcher. But is that enough in the Championship? I don't think it is. I think you need someone who's a little bit more tactically astute. You can argue the same thing about Paul Warne, because I think they both, Phil Parkinson and Paul Warne, fill a similar category of progressive. Very good lower leagues.
Progressive is the word I would use, Justin.
Yeah, they fill a very good sort of lower league manager in the EFL, but can't really quite cut it at Championship level.